You ready, my brother?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 10 of Two Boys and a Mic.
Number 10. We got it. We made it.
I can't believe 10 episodes have gone by, young nuts.
Yep.
And yet here we are, sir. 10 episodes in.
Let's go,
How you
let's
feeling?
go.
10 episodes, that's double digits, buddy.
Is that a celebratory beer I hear in the background?
For the purposes of our audience, yes, it's
go,
a beer,
let's go.
not a Pepsi at all.
Well, Pepsi is the nerd's beer of choice.
Well, this is right, my friend. This is why I'm drinking the day. And how have you been this week? We're sorry that the broadcast is coming to you late, ladies and gents, by the way. Both Nudge and I's jobs were sort of a bit full on getting towards the end of the year, so we didn't get down to doing our usual Wednesday night recording.
Yeah.
We then send to you on Thursday morning, but
Yeah.
we are here this week for episode 10.
Well, there were only 2 views for the last one, so I don't think many
2
people...
views, is that real?
Yeah.
I love how episode 1 still got 82,
That's crazy. That's
and
crazy.
then it sort of goes down from there, though, ladies and gents. So
Yeah,
we
it
had
does.
more of you at 82.
But I am thinking, especially the episodes that we haven't done with a video on the background, you know, like the playthrough ones, just only audio. Put them
Yeah.
up on like a podcast hosting site, so you can you might be able to see it like other ways instead of having to go through YouTube, because that can be annoying too.
Yeah, I think we will find ways to spread this out to the world. I think that's a good idea. Very, very good idea.
Yeah.
I love it, though. 2 boys and a mic.
Yeah.
So there's a Wii channel, and I'm gonna, as I was telling Nudge just before we started recording, I'm gonna be putting some playthroughs up and some commentary on a few games. I'm gonna start Otherworlds the other day, probably tomorrow, and I'll start recording that stuff, and Disco Elysium, which Nudge discovered.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, like pretty old school RPG, kind of Baldur's Gate. More Shadowrun actually than anything else.
Well, the thing, one of the reviews that I heard was talking about, like, it feels like, you're in an actual D&D game, and like the game is the DM, and you know, so it's like you actually do feel like you're in one of those games, you know, like.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it. I had to get through Knight's Jedi Fallen Order first, which we'll talk about a little bit later, ladies and gents.
Yeah.
But yeah, very. I've done that. So, yeah, I'm ready to start these 2 other games now. And now that I'm on holidays for a little while, a bit over a month, I've got some time to play some games. So it's going to be pretty sick.
Yeah.
So we'll start off, as we always do, ladies and gentlemen, with our favourite segment, Random Thought of the Day. Nudge's Random Thought of the Day. And what is your random thought of the day, Nudge? What did you come up with for this week?
Well, seeing all the, this whole episode is basically going to be about Star Wars, you know, Rise of the Skywalker, you know, and yeah.
Nudge and I have been a bit obsessed with Star Wars over the last 2 weeks as we've been talking.
Yeah.
We've been doing everything and anything to do with Star Wars.
Oh my god, yeah, far out. Like, ever since Fallen Order, it's just been crazy.
It just hasn't stopped. We both got Knights of the Old Republic rebooted onto our PCs, and I reinstalled Battlefront 2 on the PlayStation 4, and oh my god.
Yeah, I might
so
get that as
crazy.
well. When I come back from my holidays, I might actually get that too.
You should, man.
Yeah.
It's actually really good, and like the players are actually coming back to it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that though. We should be doing your random thoughts. So what's your random thought?
Yeah, so, just like, I was just seeing from all the hate and the anger that I was seeing online from the review. Like, I didn't even watch I've watched a few of them, but then they started getting very repetitive. But even just looking at the thumbnail, it's like the world was gonna end. Do you know what I mean? So I was just thinking, if people in third world countries had access to the cinemas and they were able to watch the sequel trilogy, would they be this angry about it too? Or, you know, would they just think, Man, these like first world countries are so spoiled. Just kidding.
Yeah,
It's
first
just
world
a
problems,
movie. Yeah.
totally,
Yeah.
totally accurate.
Like they say things like it's ruined their childhood, and I'm like, you're not a child anymore. How can it be ruined? You've already finished your childhood. Like seriously, guys. Like just take it easy.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, so I saw it on Thursday, so the day after, or like, about 12 or so hours after it had been released. Sorry. I had to let out a burp. My apologies. Excuse me, everybody. I saw it, and I walked out, and there was this young lady at the end of at the door, doing surveys, and so I started filling a survey out, and this huge, big, fat, Caucasian dude, literally stomped out of the building in a fit of rage, and I just thought, oh, okay, it's not that bad, brother. Calm it down. It's just ridiculous.
I mean, like,
I agree with you. I don't think they'd be that upset. I think they'd just be like, oh my god, they actually got the projector going again. We can watch this movie.
yeah, and be like, whoa, like, people do this for fun. They can do this like frequently. Sit back and be entertained instead of like, I don't know what the hell they do for fun. It's probably hard for them to even have time for fun, right? They're too busy surviving. So like these fat neckbeards on YouTube, like just getting angry.
Mental about nothing.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I mean, I understand. I mean, we'll talk about our own thoughts about it later. Like, we'll do a little review and spoilers and all that stuff. But just really quickly, like, personally, I don't really like it, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I just don't see where the anger comes from. It's just so
No,
much
I don't
anger.
get it either. I've got to be honest. It's the first time I've come out of a Star Wars movie probably feeling confused. That was probably the worst feeling I had.
Oh, really?
Apart from the confusion, I was good.
I felt confused after the last one, The Last Jedi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so many questions.
In The Last Jedi.
Yeah, well, like, it was like, well, Snoke's dead, now what? Leia can fly? She can breathe in space? Like, what the hell? I was so many questions. I just walked out going, what's going on?
Leia can fly. I explained that to you, though.
No, you did, but it still doesn't make
The
sense.
movie kind of explained it.
I mean, what other Jedi has been able to breathe in space and defy bloody physics and nature, Like, come on. I mean, we'll talk about it later again, but there was a couple of moments of that in Rise of the Skywalker, but, like, because of Last Jedi, I was used to it. I was expecting something like that. So I was like, oh, yeah, of course they're gonna do that. Yeah.
Well, yes, on your random thought, I seriously doubt anyone in a third world country would be sitting there going, oh my god, this is like the most terrible thing ever created by man. I mean, oh my god.
Yeah, they're just gonna think this is a great spectacle. The visual effects are wonderful, and the story. They'll probably think it's a pretty cool story.
That's right. Oh look, there's a girl who's a heroine. Fantastic. The world is changing.
I don't think they even care about that shit, to be honest.
I don't think they would either, to be honest.
Yeah, they don't have time to be social justice warriors. Yeah.
Oh, you're a classic, though. Awesome. Well, let's keep it moving, and because we've got a lot to talk about in this episode, so let's keep it moving, and we'll talk about my number one. And of course, Nimos' number one for this week is Star Wars. But I thought I'd sort of go on like my little journey for those people who even give a crap about Star Wars. But as I'm not what they call. So I have like a rating system for Star Wars fans myself. So you've got your trilogy-ites, right? They're the guys who pretty much only like episodes 4, 5, and 6, and think everything else is crap.
Yeah.
They're the ones who do a lot of the complaining online and say it's the worst thing they've ever seen and all this other stuff. And then you've got the guys who I think are like me, who are like Star Wars story fans.
Yeah.
So they like Star Wars for the story, and they like all of the stuff that Star Wars has to offer. Yeah. And then, of course, you have your regulars. So they're the guys who go and see it maybe once at the cinema, but don't really get the obsession with it and don't get the Jedi and, all the things that have to offer for Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I was pretty much hooked on Star Wars the first time my dad showed it to me. And I remember the year, it was 1989. I was only 6. And
Yeah.
he took me to see Empire, which was doing like a re-screening in England.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars came out in. I put all the dates up here so I could say. So Episode 5 came out in 1980 on
Yeah.
on May 21st, and that was the so I was 2 years off being born. I think Return of the Jedi came out when I was 1, or just
Yeah.
before I was 1. But it was a re-screening, and my dad took me to see it, and he said, "Oh, you'll love this, Simon. You'll love this." And I was like hooked from the start of the probe droid smashing into Hoth to the big reveal, which I won't spoil for other people who've never seen Star Wars, but you should. And Episode 5 is where you should start, because that's the big reveal that everyone talks about. So yeah, from that day on, I was absolutely and utterly hooked. I think I've said before, like, I really love a thick, rich story. Like, it's why I fall in love with, like, Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, because they're long and big, epic stories. That's why I like Marvel Comics. But it wasn't just that Star Wars had these amazing stories. It was everything, man. There were games, there were toys, there was music, there were board games, there were role-playing games. And as I got older, the world just got bigger and bigger. It never stopped getting bigger and bigger. And the amount of content, like the amount of stories, the amount of comic books, like it didn't stop after Return of the Jedi. It kept going.
Yeah.
And it got richer and richer and thicker and thicker. Right? And I mean, some of the video games, just to mention a few of the video games, like that's probably where I was hooked, but like X-Wing. So the X-Wing series came in 1993, I think was the first one.
Yeah.
And it was like a DOS-based game, but it puts you behind the controls of an X-Wing.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was awesome. And then they had TIE Fighter, and you got to fight for the Empire for all the people who like playing the TIE Fighter. And then they had X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, so you could choose one or the other. And then X-Wing Alliance, and then there were and then there was Jedi Knight.
Oh, yeah.
So that came out after...
That was really good.
Yeah, that came out after, was it Dark Empire?
Hey, so
is sort of like...
Quick question, is Kyle Katarn considered canon?
No, not anymore. He's a
okay.
Legends character now.
Yeah, because
I believe.
you don't hear about him in the canon, and yet they made Revan canon, because you hear Revan and Malik, and Darth Sion and all those guys in KOTOR 2 as well. They come out in the canon stuff, but you don't hear about Kyle Katarn.
Yeah, I think he is considered Legends. Hang on, I'll look it up on Wikipedia. I'm pretty sure he's a Legends character now. No.
I reckon Kyle Katarn was the inspiration behind Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh, it totally was.
The Grey Jedi,
Totally.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's not considered canon anymore.
Well, that
He's
sucks.
considered Legends. Well, Luke's Jedi didn't really happen the same way anymore. It happened in a different way. But his games were amazing, man.
Yeah.
Like Jedi Knight, and then Jedi Knight 2, and then there was Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. It was amazing.
Yeah, they were the first games you could,
Amazing
like 3D game, third person where you could control a lightsaber and you're actually a Jedi, you know?
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
And then they did Rogue Squadron, which was, for those people who don't know much about Star Wars, that was like Wedge Antilles got like his own series and his own group of, well, it was Luke and Wedge who made him up. And
Yeah.
that's and that was after that happened after the Death Star. They put that together, but there was a game on both GameCube and N64, and that was the first time you could fly the snowspeeder
Yeah.
and wrap the cable around the AT-AT's legs, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
And then you got where was it? It was like the 1990s. Along came the prequels, and the thing for the prequels, for someone like me who really loved the story, it just got thicker and richer, because now We got to see the Jedi in their glory. We got to see the Clone Wars. We got to meet Darth. Like, we got to actually see some Jedi battles because the Sith were around. And you got like the kick-ass Sith Lord Darth Maul, who is my absolute favorite character. And from that, of course, you got more video games. At that point, I feel like they kind of started to become a bit swing and miss. Some games were really great and others were not.
Yeah.
Like Star Wars Galaxies, which was the first massive multiplayer online game for Star Wars, but it had, like, I think it went from like 2003, but it only lasted like 3 years, and by 2006 the whole thing had
There's a really good story about that. A guy made a video. He does a series called Death of a Game. And Star Wars,
cool.
yeah, and Star Wars Galaxies was one of them. And he was very
awesome.
yeah,
I should find that.
I never played it, but
because
yeah.
I never had a good enough computer to really run it. It was more like I didn't have good enough internet.
But I couldn't play it because I can't pay subscription back then. You know.
Well, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You bought the game and you just got to play it.
No, you had to pay a sub. I can't afford that.
Was there a subscription?
Yeah,
fee?
yeah.
I thought there wasn't. Okay, but then of course you got like Battlefront, the original Battlefront, not the new EA one that caused so much trouble. But yeah, and then they were like, just, I don't know, this is games, but it wasn't just games; it was toys. With the Clone Wars series, they came out so much more. They came out even more toys. Like lightsabers came out, and people were like able to build their own lightsaber.
Yeah.
And you could buy like the light effect, proper heavy lightsabers, which I have one of. I have Mace Windu's. So Mace Windu's lightsaber is sitting in my collection of Star Wars stuff very proudly.
Yeah.
And then with all that, we got to see, like, we got the Clone Wars series, so there was like a dedicated cartoon series, which was really, really good, and it started by Cartoon Network and then finished by Disney when they took it over.
Yeah.
And then they did the Rebels, and so like the whole Star Wars unit, like the whole lead up to Episode 4 had a lot of answers and how the rebellion got started, and then Disney took it all away. You know, Disney took over and they took away all the stuff and said, well, it's still there, guys, but we're going to call it Legends from now on, and the canon is this, and this, and they kind of simplified it, but I think that made it better because I think, for me, there was too much. You know, there were heaps of stories I didn't know, like there's a character in Rebels, because you watch Rebels, right? There's the Admiral Thrall. I never knew much about him because there was a whole series of books and comics just about him, and apparently he was like one of the New Republic's biggest bad guys, but I never knew much about him because there's just so much stuff. And so I think the simplification was good in a way. This is just, I mean, that's just one fan's humble opinion, but I think it was good, but it's starting to get complicated again now. There's a lot of new Disney content out there now, like Mandalorian.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's new Disney content, but they're bringing a lot of Legend stuff in and then changing their mind, going, actually, yeah, it is canon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
Which is,
so they're kind of calling what is canon and what's not canon, which is good in a way. Oh, and I forgot to mention, like, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Which opened up like a whole new world before the Clone Wars, before Anakin Skywalker, you know, the Great Sith War, which, you know, all that stuff was fan fiction when I first started reading.
Yeah.
It was there.
That's what they based it off, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, BioWare based it off, like, all that fan fiction and the legends and comics and stuff, really.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, and I mean, but Knights of the Old Republic, and I think that's where they're going next, isn't it? I think you were saying that too.
Yeah, I heard that's what the next Star Wars movie is going to be about, you know, with Revan in it and stuff, so that's obviously going to be canon then, you know?
That's going to be, well, you know, that was one thing it said, so I remember the day Disney made the announcement and they said, this is still considered canon.
Okay.
Knights of the Old Republic is still considered canon. Anything from that era still considered canon.
Okay.
All of the movies, obviously. The Clone Wars series, Rebels, and the Caravan of Courage was considered canon. That's the horrible Ewok movie, for those people who don't know what that is. and then there was what did they say? And then any comics they released on the Disney line, so like the Marvel Disney line, was considered canon. But it's
Okay.
like you say, they've added more and more stuff in
Yeah.
where they think it sort of fits in. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, so that's my number one for the week, and I've put the other thing I wanted to say was the fan fiction stuff started coming in through YouTube. So people started making
Yeah. There's some really
loads
cool
of
stuff.
loads of different. There was lots of spoof stuff, but there was like heaps of like just lightsaber battles. I put some. I'm going to put some links in the description box below so you guys can check them out. So there's the greatest Star Wars compilation of lightsaber duels. So these people just doing these epic, trying to emulate like the epic battles you see in the prequels. And I don't care if you're a trilogyite, ladies and gents. That's what the sequels are great for. The Jedi stuff, it brought all that out, and yeah, to anybody who disagrees with me. And then I've put a fan-made Darth Maul mini-movie. It's like 17 minutes long. It's made by these European guys. They filmed it in some forest in Northern Europe somewhere, and it's epic. Like, it's just epic. And then the last thing I'm putting on there is it's been recently released. It's an Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader duel reimagined, so sort of fitting into all of the new sort of lightsaber combat. Because even George Lucas admitted that it was like two old dudes fighting like in a really lame kind of sword fight. Like even he kind of admitted, I don't know if he used the word lame, but he definitely said something along the lines of like two old Jedi fighting. And so this reimagined one is way cooler. Like it shows Darth Vader going mental and Obi-Wan like fighting properly, and it's really, really good. So yeah, check those out. Let us know what you think in the description section below, and comment and let us know.
Yeah. Or even like share like some of your favorite like you know, fan stuff, because like I saw one the other day and there was just this one. It was like an R-rated like Star Wars fan flick basically, right? And what the Sith guy does to the Jedi after he kills her is he puts his hand out and he starts, you know, doing something with the Force, right? And her body starts pulling towards him and getting all like distorted and stuff. Yeah, and then her body starts shaking, and then all of a sudden a heart pops out of her chest, and he's grabbing her heart. Yeah, and I'm like, what the? This is so dark, man. Like, yeah.
Well, that's what the Sith would do, man. They wouldn't be friggin'.
And when you read the comics, I mean not comics, the books, I heard like they do some really horrible stuff, but you just obviously don't see it in the movies, because you know they gotta make it M-rated so everyone can watch it. But yeah.
Oh yeah. No. The books and stuff were dark. Like so, like the whole thing that happened to Anakin, it was written as a fan base thing, and but it was bad. Like it was bad. Like they went through this full description of him basically melting, and it's like, oh, what the heck? Yeah. So we've done my number one.
Yeah.
Hey, Nudge.
Yeah.
What's your zero?
My zero is also Star Wars.
What? Okay, what's the zero about Star Wars?
Well, pretty much the movie was disappointing, but also just the whole big hoo-ha about it on the internet. You know, I just thought it's a bit ridiculous. Just a bit ridiculous. That's all.
It is though, like as I say, like the trilogyite guys, the guys who really are just fans of 4, 5, and 6, they make such a hullabaloo about it. But
Yeah.
that's sort of a lot of story fans do too. It's sort of like,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess it's a good segue into like the review, I guess, of the movie. But like with the prequels, for me personally, I didn't mind it with the prequels. I didn't think it was bad at all, because when I was watching it, because everything was still connected to the original trilogy, It actually still felt like the same world and the same characters. So I completely overlooked the terrible dialogue and even Jar Jar Binks, because I was just kind of blinded by the excitement of being back in that world. But I feel like the sequel trilogy, there's a big disconnect. It doesn't feel like the same world anymore. It feels like like a parallel universe or something.
It feels it feels heaps different.
It doesn't feel like Star Wars, and that's what is kind of the biggest thing I got out of it. Like, where there's a really big disconnect.
Yeah, because it's not really the story of Anakin Skywalker anymore, and the Skywalker.
Yeah. But even like the way the Force...
They tried to make 7... Well, they started off making, like, 7, The Force Awakens was about Luke. And it was all like, oh, sweet!
Yeah, well...
And you get that last shot of him at the end of the movie.
Yeah. But I mean, even the way the Force is used, it's so different and inconsistent to the rest of the movies. And, like, even because I've played some of the video games, and... like those, I felt the same kind of connection to the whole, imagined world. So it still felt like a Star Wars game I was playing, but I just feel like these don't feel like Star Wars movies. It's just like, I don't know, like
where you coming from.
Yeah, it's so different.
That makes sense. Yeah, there's definitely look. I mean, you gotta take it in hand and just realize what it is. Like it's not the greatest piece of movie making anything in the world. But I mean, that said,
no, I mean, like I thought as movie, like I guess if they weren't Star Wars movies, if there was just like its own IP, by itself, I don't think it'd be that bad. Like and I can say, in that way I can see why people are so upset about it. But I still don't. I don't think it gives them the right to be that upset about it.
That's right.
Yeah, but
yeah, that's what I never get. Like, it's like anything. It's like anything on the internet. The reviewers will troll almost anything. And, yeah, that kind of sucks.
Well, that's what critics got to do. That's what That's what they get paid to do.
That's it. But there's being a critic. And there's being a critic.
Yeah,
some people are just plain nasty assholes, and that happens a lot on the internet.
Yeah,
where, like, when you're a paid critic, someone who works for, like, a newspaper, they're giving it that educated criticism.
Yeah.
That's the big difference, isn't it?
Yeah. And, like, I guess there's a lot of things that kind of, contribute to this disconnection, and one of them would be, like, they had different directors for the different movies. So that makes a huge difference.
Inconsistency I think people don't seem to realise is that 1 to 6 were all directed by George Lucas.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
He gave it up.
Yeah.
And then he had J.J. Abrams do 7, and it was good.
Yeah.
And then that other guy did 8, and it did. It's like you say, I can understand that disconnection that was there. It was sort of like, okay.
Yeah. And he also closed a lot of doors for where the story could go.
Yeah, exactly.
So in number 3, they had to like make new stuff up to fit it all in.
Yeah, like bring it all back together, like
that.
Okay, we should probably start talking about spoilers. So spoilers ahead, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We are going to be talking about Jedi Fallen Order, available on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I don't think it's on PC yet.
It is.
It's on PC.
It's on the Epic Game Store.
Oh, okay, cool. Alright, and Jedi, and on PC. Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts, my friend?
I went into it pretty hyped because of like some of the reviews I read, so I was pretty hyped, and I was very I was not disappointed in the opening level, but then I realized there was a lot of platforming. like Uncharted, and I really don't like platforming, and the puzzles, I got stuck on a few. So I was playing on the easiest difficulty just for I just wanted to know the story. Yeah. But I died to the platforming and stuck on the puzzles. I don't think I died once to actual fight. But the rest, it was just the cliffs, the cliffs and mispresses of the double jumps, and oh god. But besides that, the ending made up for everything. The
Yeah, that was
ending,
the thing.
yeah.
The ending was the big payoff,
Mm.
and it was so good.
Yeah,
Like, oh my god, it was really, really good.
like it reminded me of Rogue One.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Like, yeah, because like
Yeah.
in the original trilogy, like Darth Vader, he's a badass and like he's really powerful and all that stuff, but you don't really get to see it because of the technology, I'm guessing. But like in Rogue One, when you see him at that fight at the end, you just go, "Oh my God, he's so strong! How is anyone gonna stop this guy?" You know what I mean? And then when you have to fight him, not even fight, just run away from him in Fallen Order, it is just so epic. Like
Yeah.
my controller had vibrate on as well. It's just like shaking non-stop, and I'm like, "Fuck!"
Yeah, and I never turned mine off, so it was like, yeah, there was just so much vibration happening
Yeah.
in my controller.
Yeah, it was so good. It was really well done. Like just the impact of everything he does, like so much like weight to it. Like things just crushing. He's just crushing things. Yeah, it's yeah, amazing.
It was I very much enjoyed it. I loved the character, although I wish his hair wasn't orange. That was the only thing I found with the whole thing when his hair was orange.
Yeah, I don't like the clothes. The clothes weren't nothing good to choose from. I ended up choosing a pink one because I just didn't care anymore.
Did you make your lightsaber pink too?
Yeah, I think so. I think I did.
Yeah, I did too. So for those who don't know, there are some really cool things about the game as well. It's a quest game, so like there's a lot of customization to it. It unlocks in the form of these boxes that you find. I too made my lightsaber pink at one point. I really liked it. I'm like you though. I'm not a massive fan of those massive platformer games. I've never been a big Tomb Raider fan. I have never really ever gotten into Uncharted at all. Like I just couldn't relate to it.
Yeah.
So for me too, it was there were annoying bits in this game that I was like, oh my god, if I fall down this gap again, I'm gonna friggin' lose my mind. But for me, because I played it on a slightly higher level than you, so I started on. I didn't play Grandmaster, but I started as Jedi Master.
Yeah.
And it was too hard even on that setting.
Yeah.
So I think I put it to Jedi Knight, which is like the second.
Is that the middle one?
That's the middle one.
Yeah.
And even then, that was like dying in that game. Now I don't know because I've got a Gen 1 PlayStation. I don't know what.
No,
PlayStation
actually,
Pro.
after you told me about that reload thing, that thing the next day, that happened to me, and yeah, the load time was really bad.
Yeah, so that was that was one of the big sucky things. Is like as you're playing, if you die, the load times. Like I was sitting there and I'm thinking, God, games still have load times like this. Like we live in the age of solid state. How is this so lame? But yeah, it was a great game. The ending was just.
Yeah, it was really worth it. Like
It was worth it just to get to that last level.
Yeah. Like the Darth Vader song starts playing in the back, and you just go, "Holy crap!" Yes.
I was walking through every part of that level, just thinking, when's he coming out? Because it was just like every part of it was like, this is Darth Vader. He's going to show up at some point. Yeah. If anyone's a big fan, and again, spoilers, but the last level, the place you go into, it looks like Bass Castle, which is Darth Vader's castle on the planet Bass? Oh,
okay.
I don't remember what it's called now. Hang on, let me look it up. I think it's Bass Castle.
Yeah.
Someone's listening to this going, yes, it's Bass Castle, you idiot. Maybe it's, hang on. What's it called? Darth Vader. Oh, it's changed its name now. It's not Castle. It's Vader's fortress.
Oh.
Where is it located, Wikipedia? Tell me. Fortress Vader or Darth Vader's castle. Okay. Oh, it's on Mustafar. Okay, sorry, it's on Mustafar. But yeah, this thing looks like his castle, but it's underwater, and you actually start out underwater. That was the coolest part for me. Was like swimming with the rebreather, going,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, I'm engaging this place in an underwater format. This is brilliant." And yeah, that last level was the whole payoff. Like, it didn't matter what you did.
Well, actually, the middle part when the Order 66 scene and his master, that was pretty cool. That like kind of got me going, you know. But then yeah, cause for me, I did not expect Darth Vader to show up at all in this game. I thought you're just gonna fight that sister, and then once you've beat her, that'll be the end of the game. I did not expect Vader to just pop out and just start crushing everything in his path. It became like a horror game, basically. It was like a horror survival. You're just running for your life. He's just chucking stuff at you, and you just hear him, you know, like his breath, and you're like, crap.
Yeah, it's that thing that.
Yeah, yeah. And everything is just like getting, you know, crumpled right under you. It's
like, holy shit, I'm gonna die. Vader's gonna be the one to kill me.
Yeah.
But it was. Oh my god, it's such a great game. It really was. There's not a lot on Kyle Kestis, but his master now, I think his master was in Clone Wars, and I think there might be a small loophole in it. I'm just trying to think though.
Well, that's what you told me, right? And then you told me that a while ago. And when I went home, I played Fallen Order, so I looked him up after, and I couldn't find anything on him.
Yeah, see, maybe I've got it wrong.
Yeah, everything I looked up, it just came up with Fallen Order references. There was nothing about him being in any of the Legends or Expanded Universe.
So who am I thinking of though? Because there's a Jedi that looks awfully like him, and he, if you guys have ever watched, any of our audience has ever watched Clone Wars, the Jedi Master that trains this young Kyle Kestis, I think his name is, he has a master that looks like this guy in the Clone Wars series who goes all dark. It's a Dark Planet arc.
Oh, okay.
Hang on.
I don't even remember that episode.
Yeah, I'll find it. I love how IMDb does video games. So you can look up the bloody cast on the video games. Here we go. Is it Grease? No, the Grease is the pilot. Trilla, Saw Gerrera, Prof.
How cool is that part when you see Saul?
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny. He like jumps onto the window of the walker and he goes, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Oh my god, it's Saul."
That's it. I'm just trying to find the guy. Trilla, Saw Gerrera, Proof. What was the master's name? That's driving me nuts. Do you remember the master's name? We've just played this game and I can't remember the master's name.
I don't know.
It's Cal Kestis, not Kyle Kestis. Hang on. Cal Kestis is master. Yeah, something to look up. They're probably watching our thing.
Jaro Tapal.
Jaro Tapal. Now, Jaro Tapal, I thought was in this episode called The Dark Planet. Clone Wars Dark Planet. Yeah, Umbra was the planet they fought on. And there is like this... The General, that's the episode. And he's like... oh no, General Krell. Okay. He looks like him though, sort of. Okay, but I got it wrong. It wasn't him. But yeah, they're very similar looking, and I thought, oh Jesus, it's that guy. He went dark, but okay, they haven't made his stuff up, so there you go. Yeah, so Fallen Order, very good game. I would highly recommend it to anybody who's going to play, or coming up to the Christmas holidays and wants a quick Christmas present. Get Fallen Order, because Fallen Order is fantastic. The payout for it is just amazing.
I mean, even if even if you have been spoiled, watching the cutscene and people put the playthroughs of running away from Vader, it doesn't do it justice. You have to be like,
No,
you gotta
you've got
be
to
playing.
do it.
You gotta feel
Yeah,
it.
I totally agree. Because I'd seen some of those cutscenes because I knew he was there.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch too much, but like even that, I totally agree with Nudge. Like you've got to have your hands on your controller, have the vibrate setting up well high, and just play through it because it's terrifying.
If you have headphones, wear headphones because it'll be even better. So you can pump that volume.
Sorry, I'm just liquefying my throat. So now on to the movie, Rise of Skywalker, Episode 9.
Rise of Palpatine.
Rise of Palpatine. It is Rise of Palpatine. So okay, so straight away, again, guys, spoilers ahead. If you're listening to this and you haven't seen it yet, you might get a little bit of a spoil. But the first thing I got to mention. So you were saying before how like J.J. Abrams had to plug all these holes because the director before like cut off all this stuff. And the first door that was shut was Snoke.
Yeah.
Like we didn't know anything about this guy. He kind of came across a bit Emperor Palpatine-ish.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the Emperor. He wasn't meant to be the Emperor. And then, if you still haven't seen The Last Jedi, again spoilers. But, Kylo cuts him in half, and that's it. You're like, wow, okay. So the way they try to plug the hole in Rise of Skywalker, like, I loved it because, again, as a story fan, that's how Palpatine stayed Palpatine, because he used clones. But the fact that he tried to make it out that the Snoke clones were him was a little late.
Yeah, they don't really explain it. Like, in the opening...
No, they showed a jar full of, like, these failed Snoke clones, and I was like, that's a bit lame.
Yeah, and even, like, at the opening roll, the what's it called, the text...
Yeah, the story roll.
They don't really... It just says, Emperor Palpatine is back, but... and then in the movie, they don't explain, really, how. How did he survive the fall, like...
Yeah, no, see, that's the thing. Only someone like me who's... And again, I'm just cobbling it together from... I cobbled it together from what I already... Okay, from the Legend stuff. But yeah, for someone who's not a massive fan, they would have just been like... He's... What? How's he alive?
Yeah, and then, like... He was... So, like, at the start, when they first encounter each other... like Rey and Palpatine, he's like, it's like he wants to sacrifice himself so that Rey will sit on the throne and become like the most powerful Sith, of all time or something, right?
Yeah, but he did explain that. He said his spirit would pass into her.
Yeah, no, like I get that, but then he's like he changes his mind, where like.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, oh, never mind then.
Wait.
I can be stronger. I'm just gonna kill you, actually.
Abnormality between you two. Oh, that makes me stronger, sweet.
And he does like freaking force lightning into the sky, man. Oh, that's like another.
That was pretty. But that looked amazing.
It looked amazing, but it was.
Falling out of the sky.
It was another thing that just disconnected it to like the whole Star Wars thing.
Yeah, why do you need the Death Star in the first place?
Yeah, why do you need anything? Why do you even need an army? You just stand from afar and lightning places,
But one thing I did like, about all of the Sith ships, the Sith Empire ships, was... So again, you probably only know this if you're a Star Wars, like a big story fan. But in Legends, one of the big... So after the fall of the Death Star in Legends, there are all these different weapons that he had in development. And so as he comes back as a clone, he starts unleashing these different weapons, and one of them is this thing called the galactic gun.
Yeah.
And I think the lasers, those planet-killing lasers on those Star Destroyers, were sort of like a homage to that.
Okay.
So
But they don't.
gun.
They don't explain. They don't explain how it works.
No. Again, like as I say, I think they were trying to just. I think a big part of this movie was they were trying to please too many people.
Yeah.
Like they were trying to please Trilogyites. They were trying to please the Legends people. And they were just trying to make the movie, like JJ was just trying to make the movie end. Which I find, I'm calling him JJ like he's my best man. JJ Abrams, if you're listening, we love you at Two Boys and I'm like, if you want to sponsor us, please do. But yeah, he did, like so, you know, like that's another, like that lightning in the sky, that also happened. And in that, he cast the lightning into space, and then he ripped open a hole that sort of started shooting lightning out of it. And it took Leia and Luke, using their combined force power and Leia's unborn child in Legends, they shot like force energy at the rip and closed it. But that was kind of like that was kind of a homage to that. I thought. There's so much stuff in it. There was so much stuff. That was the thing. I came out of it going, I was a bit confused. I was happy but confused. I was just like, why did they have that? And why did they have that? And wait, what? Why did they have that? But a few days after it, I'm still very pleased by it. Like, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. You definitely should see it, people. Don't listen to the whingers online.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, you should watch it because, you know, it still will close. It will close all the kind of, you know, it'll tie all the loose ends. Basically, I think it ties everything up.
It does. Like I said, I feel like it just tried to pay homage to too much stuff in the Star Wars universe, which just proved what I said before in my number one, which is the universe is huge. There's just so much in it.
Yeah.
There's so much content that they could make into a movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was good though. I mean, if I was going to give it anything, I'd give it 4 limes.
4 limes.
We've never rated anything before, so I'm going to give it a rate. So let's make limes our rating thing.
Limes.
4 out of 5 limes for me.
4 out of 5. You are generous. I'd give it a 2.
A 2? Damn, you're nasty. A 2?
Yeah.
I'd say 4.
If it was a standalone, I'd give it like a 3.5.
If it was standalone.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
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 I did enjoy it. Though. It was good fun. There's a lot in it. Lando's in it. Lando comes back.
But I think that's one of the biggest problems. There's just too much in it, and like.
Yeah. Totally agree. That's the thing. I walked out going.
So many things are just happening non-stop, and you're like, what the hell is going on?
Like why was the Imperial Star Destroyer locked on with a galactic gun then?
Yeah.
And yes, for all the Star Wars nerds listening to me right now who may have found this by a random Star Wars search, I understand the galactic gun was like a giant ship of its own that So this, I gotta explain this gun to you, dude. It's pretty awesome. So it was like a giant ship, right?
Yeah.
And it was guarded by like crap loads of Imperial vessels and the best Imperial pilots. And the idea was it fired a projectile which could then travel through light speed. I think it was light speed. Or was it a wormhole? It was a wormhole or light speed, one of the two. And it would show up at its destination and then, like, fire a warhead that could destroy a planet, basically. Like, it would fire at its core or something and blow up the whole planet. And the thing was insane. And, like, I think Rogue Squadron took it down. Orlando flew an Imperial Star Destroyer into it to blow it up or something. That was one of my favourite stories.
But then, that brings like a whole new question to like, why the fuck didn't he just do that in episode 7? Why did they have to build a planet that draws energy from the sun, if they can just have a fleet of those things that does the same thing, you know, it's like it doesn't make sense.
Exactly right. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, so it was built. See, I think Vader's castle was actually originally built on a planet called Biss, which was like a really powerful dark side planet. And the Emperor had like cloning facility underneath Biss. And yeah, so he built the galactic gun, which was 7,250 meters long. CubeSat space station built above Biss. It was a super weapon. Who destroyed it? The planet of Alderaan. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yeah. So R2-D2 took control of a superstar destroyer. So like the big ass superstar destroyer that falls into Death Star 2, and he rammed it into it and blew it up. Yeah. What?
Nah, you're just making a lot of mistakes today.
Oh man, it's so much stuff to try and remember. Come on, give me a break. Far out.
It's nuts.
It's just stuff for me to remember.
You don't have to remember it.
I know, I probably don't. I'm getting old, so I'm forgetting things. But that was one of my favorite comic book series. It was really well run, really well written.
But you know, like even those comic books and stuff, if you read it, and the reason you would have like been so immersed in it is because at the end of the day, they still connect. It feels like a Star Wars thing.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Feels like everything.
Feels like it's in the same universe. Where I don't know. This one just feels like, is that a Marvel universe thing? Did somehow Marvel infiltrate?
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Yeah,
like, too much time has gone by, and it never.
No,
it's
really not the time.
Explained the First Order.
But it's not the time period. It's just the way things are. Like, just for me, the biggest thing is just the way Force works. It's just so different. You know, like it just doesn't make sense. There's no consistency at all. Yeah. Like I don't know. I can understand why people say it's a mess, and like a lot of the things I understand. I just don't understand why they're so angry about it. But I do agree with a lot of their critique. But yeah, for me, it's just that it just broke the whole. It doesn't feel like Star Wars to me. That's all. Like, you know, like I've been playing the Old Republic, the MMO. I've just been playing on the free-to-play mode and kind of started like playing my old Sith assassin. And even that, it feels like I'm in Star Wars. You know, it really feels like I'm in that world, and like so.
Yeah, it is interesting. I definitely see what you're talking about. Like it does. I guess it does feel. There is definitely a sense of it feeling like it's a bit disconnected. From the whole thing.
Maybe it's because it's been Disneyfied. Maybe that's what it is. Everything's
Maybe. So we're probably gonna have to finish off because this episode is gonna be like an hour long.
That's fine.
What are you doing on holidays? You're about to go on holidays, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm flying to Japan.
Very lucky man. I can come with you.
It's going to be pretty good. If I have time, I'll try to record a few playthroughs, or I can even just play some stuff with you, and if we can find time.
No, we might even try and do a show, people, but we'll probably be off for, after Christmas, maybe.
Yeah, of course.
We'll try and do a show.
Yeah.
It was a bit too hard always.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it's, I'm just, what's the Japanese Christmas look like for you, my friend?
Well, they don't celebrate Christmas.
So what do you do? Well, what will you guys do? You'll celebrate it, won't you?
Oh yeah, I mean, like we'll probably just. I think, like KFC uses it as like a big marketing thing, so we're gonna have KFC.
I know, like I think I was reading somewhere like they do. It's like KFC and cheesecake.
Yeah, you get like a Christmas cake and a bucket of chicken and stuff.
So is that what you guys will do? Do you reckon?
Yeah, we asked our mother-in-law to. You have to pre-order it, so they pre-ordered it, and so we're gonna have that. Yeah, that's it. Like we don't do anything. Well, my kid's gonna get lots of presents.
Nice.
That's about it.
That should be good.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do the big family thing. So we have Christmas Eve at my mum's place, and we have what do we do? We have like Christmas Eve there, and usually we've slept there in the past, but my kids made a request to be at home this year so that Santa can find her at home. So we will go there, and then we'll come home and we'll have our first Christmas at home, which should be quite interesting. We've never done that before.
So are people gonna come to yours? Is your family gonna come? Okay.
My darling wife believes our house is too small for that many people. Even though I've always suggested to her that we do it outside.
Yeah.
She suggests no. So we usually go to her mother's place. And it's also my wife's birthday on the 25th.
Oh.
So 30 minutes in the morning is dedicated... Oh, no, sorry. Almost 3 hours in the morning is dedicated to her.
I was gonna say 30 minutes. What the hell?
Yeah, no, that's bullshit. Yeah, no, so 30 minutes, 3 hours or so in the morning is dedicated to her. So, and I always start off with her birthday present before she gets a Christmas present. So, my kids run into the room at the usual time of 5:30 or 6 o'clock or whatever it is. She runs away.
Even the big kid runs into your room at 5:30.
No, the big kid's gotten lazy in the last.
Yeah,
last year was the first year where he was like, I don't want to be away. But that was because Dad was stupid enough to let him bring his Game Boy, and I think he played his Game Boy till like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
So, yeah, silly boy. But, yeah, we'll be going home this year. So we're actually doing Christmas Eve presents. Like, we're doing presents at my parents' place on Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay. So you're still doing
Eastern
the...
European.
So you're still doing the whole family gatherings and stuff, eh?
Yeah. And then mother-in-law will be the next day. So after we've done breakfast at our house and done our Christmas/birthday stuff, we'll head to my mother-in-law's place.
I don't know how you guys do that. It's so much, too much moving, too many events. In life.
It's insane. Man, it doesn't end there. Then Boxing Day, we go to a Boxing Day thing with a friend's place. He lives out in the west of Sydney.
Far out.
And then the 27th is my brother's birthday.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we're doing anything for that yet. I guess we'll find out on.
Okay.
On the night. Yeah. So it's going to be an epic holiday. Oh. And I guess, lastly, before we go.
Yeah.
Like 10 episodes, man. What's been your favourite thing in 10 episodes?
Oh, man, I don't know. There's been so many good ones. I mean, I really enjoyed the ones where we did play games, even though the content... Like, the audio content wasn't very good, but, like, it was a lot of fun making them. It was a lot of fun making them, you know. I'd watch those again anytime, just, like, have a good giggle.
But, I've watched them a few times. I've watched our Rocket League episode a few times.
Yeah, that one was fun.
My very favourite episode of ours, though, is our first playthrough of World of Warcraft.
That's the playthrough, right? Not the podcast one, where we actually just do a playthrough.
No, the podcast one.
The podcast one, okay.
Talking. The playthrough is good, but I like the podcast one where we're talking, because that's pretty funny. But yeah, it was... That
was such a long time... It feels like such a long time ago. I remember...
know, it's crazy, hey?
Wasn't that one... No, we're talking about weddings. I think we're talking about weddings then.
Yes, we were talking about like wedding music and DJ music and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, so no, that was definitely my favorite. I had a lot of fun with that episode. It was very nostalgic, and it was just good to get back into WoW. I'm sad I haven't been playing it, but there's been a lot of other gaming content, and I was sort of like, eh.
Yeah,
I'll keep my subscription open though in case I want to go back to it. I got one out and I was like, no, I'm done now.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I was like, what am I gonna do now?
You got your epic mount. I only got my mount, but
yeah. That's a lot of hours spent doing all that.
Yeah, no, I really pushed myself. My wife was already getting a bit of... Another reason I sort of stopped playing for a bit and played other games.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But as I said to you guys, I said to the folks, we'll be getting some more content over the holiday break. I'll record some stuff on my PlayStation and I'll put it on the YouTube channel of me running through Other Worlds. I'll probably do some comment on that while I'm playing, and I might do a playthrough of Disco Elysium. Not sure what I'm going to do with that yet because, as I say, it's an RPG. So
Yeah, you know what? I really wanna would love to do like a co-op playthrough of Divinity, Original Sins 2, because it's slow paced, but like you can easily play it as a solo, and it's fine. But it would really fun like trying to make decisions like as a party. You know what I mean?
Divinity. I
Yeah.
have Divinity.
I have part 1, but like the new one's been out for a while, but it's kind of on sale now, but I don't really have any money, so I'm not buying it yet.
You're going to Japan, my friend.
Yeah.
That's not cheap this time of the year.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of email from Steam saying the winter sale has started.
Oh yeah, look, I'm on Steam store now.
Yeah.
It's 45% off. What's
Yeah.
the total price? Oh, that brings it down to 35. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
I know it is, but I don't have that to spare right now.
Ah.
But yeah, that'd be a
That
good
might
one.
be something we look at getting. The Steam sale goes for a while, so maybe that's something you can get while you're in Japan and we
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that will bring us to the end of our very long episode, our 10th episode. I can't believe we got there. It's going to be great. And look, we're going to keep this going. We're going into 2020. Oh my
Yeah.
God, another decade gone by. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah, it's nutty, isn't it? 2020. Crazy. But as we go into 2020, we're just going to find ways to keep extending our content and getting ourselves out there. And hopefully we can get back to that kind of level at 83 views instead of 2. So funny. I'm looking at it now. Like, okay, episode 1, 82 views. Episode 2, 34. Episode 3, 21. Episode 4, 8. 13. 11 views for episode 5. 9 views for episode 6. 8 views for episode 7. 5 views for episode 8. 4 views of Alien vs Predator the game, and last episode 9 was 2 views.
Yeah, and one of them's probably me. Just making sure everything's working.
Probably me. But like we said, we don't do it.
Exactly. We do it for ourselves. Yeah.
Not for ourselves.
That's
but
right.
we're happy to have you along on the ride. Let us know what you think. Tell your friends about us, and I'm gonna end the cast by saying Merry Christmas to all if you believe in Christmas. Happy holidays to don't. Happy Hanukkah to all the Jewish people. I don't think there are any. Oh, and happy Kwanzaa for anybody who celebrates Kwanzaa. The Jewish high holiday is not the Jewish. The Muslim high holiday is already done, but happy Ramadan for all those months and months. And Nimos out for 2020.
Yeah, see you all next year.
Yeah, we'll be back in 2020 ready with more content.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Guys, have a great Christmas. Stay safe. Enjoy time with your families. Remember to give to people who are less fortunate if you feel like it.
or just give it to me.
Or just give it to Nudge, because Nudge is less fortunate than everybody. Yes, Nimos out.
Alright, see you guys later.
Bye-bye.